This DJ is so funky, man.
AirPod 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This is the RDDC podcast.
Welcome to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. I hope you're feeling splendid, wonderful, and fantastic as always, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC has been all about, is all about, and will continue to be all about. And we thank you for everything that you've been showing your support and love to the show. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, you can reach us at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. That's Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com. And for any insights you want to check out, whether it be motivational videos and so forth, and tips and tricks and all kinds of things to deal with, the food for the spirit, thoughts, the visualization guides, the store apparel, whatever you want, you can check out the blog at RDDC, and that's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com, realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. We thank you for all the questions that you have, and we will be having a few that we're definitely going to be getting to. And as far as the rest goes, you know how the best goes. So without further ado, we're going to be hitting some more deeper things and touching a few nerves that are probably hitting all of us in somehow. And we can't wait to get into that right now. So let's let Anthony do his little intro here. Yay! Okay, that was really nice of him. But this is a question that gets to all of us somehow. We're going to dig right into this. As always, thank you for helping ignite and spark the souls and the hearts of anyone who listens, the entire world, because our vibrations are constantly going out as we speak, as we know, and how we feel. It's just something that is magnificently given to all of us from how we continue the circle of life. And I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for just being you and sharing the love, and whatever else comes, I'm here for you no matter what. All right. I wanted to originally have this. We did some collaboration with some very close allies of mine. And it was almost like we didn't know to start the segments off. You know, the feeling of what is said is brought forth before the name of the segment's going to be here. We had a question from Amber J. And disclosing or not, you know, it's privacy if they feel like it. But Amber J is definitely calling from Ohio. Or should I say contacting us. She can call customer support or a line that we have for direct conversation, as you can check out too on the blog. But she had called us and emailed us from lovely Ohio. So that's where we wanted to have that by. But when I was thinking about it, I wanted the segment to be called Renew You. And that's based on us moving forward and stepping forward out of the things that once were, and try to pull us down to what we need to walk into or out of to discover the more of the greatness that is there. So it could be a renew you, or kick the dirt, kick the dust, you know, dust your shoulders off, you know. And that's what I think I want to call it right now. Boom, epiphany. Dust your shoulders off. Let's call it that way. Again, I'm free-handing the mic. If you hear some variations of the tones coming in, I apologize, but serving a slice of everyday life comes from real life and real problems and real difficulties, and that's what we're here to just, you know, crush. So dust your shoulders off. How about that? Renew you. We can get to that. It's the same thing and the same thing. Maybe we'll have another segment on renew you, but here's what it is. Now, Amber J has some of the problems I have. Her and I, she reminds me a lot of myself. Now, her problem is a certain person, or her question is and problem is, a certain person has been in her life, and it's a quote, friend slash I don't know what you are. It kind of reminds me of hashtag Matthew Hussey's get the girl back or get the guy back.com. I'm not sure exactly what the name is, don't quote me on it, but I look at some of his videos that are coming along with our YouTube channel that will be coming as well. Certain things I check out on YouTube from time to time when I do have the time to do it. And it was almost that variation of, you don't know what you are with this person. Now mind you, she has her own life to live, her own person she wants to be with as well. But this person has touched her sentimentally in a spiritual different level in the past. But since this person has resurrected themselves into her life recently, it's like she held the door open for that person to come on in and just see if maybe she missed something. Maybe that little 7.5 month interval of quietness between those two was just them getting each other together and their own selves. But as this person came back into her life, they wanted to basically manipulate the situation, coming out with more of the real them. They were trying to discover the true them when they were with her on that beautiful journey she described so well. But as soon as when they started being scared of that new journey they were taking with her previously, on feeling better in themselves, they came back with the true them. And I guess, this is to a lot of us in life, or a lot of people out there, they deal with addiction, turmoil, problems, incarceration, different stuff, issues with trying to parent their child, whatever it might be. But she already knew that to a certain point from the gate. But what it came down to is this person's tried to, obviously their addiction or some kind of habit came back for them. And she found herself sending 100, 200, 300, 4, 5, 6, $700, and it was over the course of a month or two. And it was always, I need this, or help me out with this, or I'm going through this. And she didn't know what to do with herself. She kept feeling herself so stressed out, and the things that are. So Amber's question is, how come I feel so bad for letting go of something I know is so wrong? Well, you know what? You couldn't have asked a better question than that. I had to scream a little bit because that really hit the nerve. Why do we feel the guilt of doing that? Dust your shoulders off. Let's say that hashtag dust your shoulders off. You feel so bad, and we feel so bad when we have to disconnect from that person because we feel almost obligated from the ways that we've been conditioned unknowingly. Sometimes willingly, but unknowingly, to our point of where it's getting to, because we feel like we owe ourselves and owe them something. We feel like their dependency has been upon us so long that now we feel like obsolete. And now, according to Amber and what I've dealt with and other people I've had in walks of life, that person is no longer contacting her within a matter of 48 hours because they realized she wasn't going to be dishing out any more candy for them out of her pocket. Now, we all go through certain things. And this is to anyone out there. It's not just Amber's question, but it touches every base out here. Look, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, in the evening, whatever it might be, a person needs to care about what's going on with you two. It's not a simple, oh, how are you doing? Oh, I hope you're okay. Anyways, back to my subject. No, that doesn't work that way. And it's not the point that they have to hear you pour out 20 years worth of stories on them or vice versa. It's the point is genuinely caring. Don't ask how I'm doing just to get to how you want to feel. Don't pretend that you're my friend when all you care about is your own gratification. That's the whole thing. A person says, well, are you hungry? Sure. Okay, let's go get something to eat. Well, aren't you going to eat some? Yeah, I'm going to eat something, but on your bill. I'll go out to eat with you as long as you're paying for it. I'll be your friend as long as you're making me feel better. I'll cheer you up as long as I can get what I need when I need it. And when I get what I need, I won't even be around to say hello to you but once a week if I can. And after that once a week, I'll find some problem as to why I couldn't get back to you after the week or two that passed by. And then I'll be regenerating the problem again of why I need you to do this, and that. That's what it is, a reoccurring cycle. And this has nothing to just center out people who have addictions. Addictions to anything. That could be to yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. Overindulging and being self-centered and completely unreasonable with reality, to what confines of reality we live in as a whole out here, is absurd. It's completely absurd for someone to be selfishly into themselves via you. It's like, if you're going to be focusing on yourself and making yourself better, overall the general outcome of that is going to be better for everyone that's involved in your life. But if you're sitting there acting like 20,000 people got to cater to you and kiss your behind and do everything you want them to do just for the simple fact that you want to have people, making you feel better, then your whole reason of feeling self-centered is based on how other people are making you feel or what you can gain off of those people. So you're really not excelling to any level whatsoever. What I have to say to that, and my passion comes strong from anything people are dealing with, but it gets on my nerves, and I just don't comprehend it, but at the same time, I'm not supposed to. I mean, it hurts me too, Amber. I feel the same way when you have that feeling inside of you and someone saying, I need you, I love you, you're my best friend, you're the woman I've dreamed of, you're the man in my life, or you're the man that I want forever. But yet they're always pulling at you, and you try to figure out, is this just their issue? Is this just a problem that they have to where they really need help? Or something's really going on, and maybe they don't know they're pulling after me like that. But once you confront them, like you have explained to us, and you told them, hey, I'm going through things too, I got bills to pay too, what's going on over here? At the end of the day, R.O.I. Let's repeat that. R.O.I. Return on investment. We all have that dealt with in any situation that we go into. When we go to a restaurant, we expect to have a decent meal for the price. We expect to be greeted with a certain amount of customer service and understanding. When we go to the hospital, when we have a relationship with our doctors, no matter what kind of insurance we carry or what's going on, we expect to be treated to a certain level and respect those who are serving us as well. When we have our bills in life, we expect to pay our bills and be able to have the relaxation of knowing they're paid, or having car insurance, making sure you're insured by that car. No matter what you do, paying your cell phone bill, making sure you have something to talk on. Return on investment works all the time. Like a man taking out his wife with flowers and all kinds of great wonders and everything else. He expects to have his woman happy, or have her man happy, whether it be playing the football game or playing a video game, or whether going out to the park and walking, reading a book, whatever. They have a return on investment from making sure that emotion is met, that feeling is met or shared, or everything else that comes in a collaborative whole for that. Everything in life is a return on investment. When you put in, I might as well call this conversation or segment return on investment. Wait a minute now. We're getting somewhere. When you put a seed in the ground, we'll be talking about your seeds in these segments coming up. When you put a seed in the ground, you expect that to flourish with the love and harmony that you're giving to it. Okay? So everything is a return on investment. You're always going to use or rehash or recycle something in life. It's the same thing no matter what you do. But when you're investing into someone who at least became that person that's astonishingly surprised by so many things, and at the end of the day, you don't want it to seem like nothing ever happened. So when I get to the point of whatever's going on, I know that I've put too much time into something, too much love, and I'm not getting it back. And I don't mean like you should give me back. If I give you 2 scoops of ice cream, you give me 3 scoops of ice cream. Anthony laughs when I compare it to food, but that's a universal thing we connect to, music and food. So I'm not going to sing right now, even though I could. But at the same time, that's what it all connects to. So if you're giving all you can to someone and it's just like a freaking black hole, a snake pit, you're not feeling anything but drain. You're not feeling anything but their pressures and their crying. And every time they talk to you, they just want something. They want something. And it makes you feel so unscrupulously just annoyed, because you don't want to feel like, man, if someone really needed me, I want to be there. But then you're like, man, I need someone to be here for me too. I genuinely want you in my life. I want you in my life, but if this is the cost of having you in my life, where I can't get any peace of mind, I can't get any rest, and every time I talk to you, I feel like you don't even really want to talk to me because you're not getting what you need from me in some kind of way, and it's not like you didn't try. It's just the point that you kind of lose yourself in that barrier, and you have to cut it loose. You have to let go. You have to let go of the things that have never, ever been a part of you. You think that they're a part of you because they've been in your life, but think of the reasons as to why they're in your life or the gains of it. And we don't want to look at it because we're thinking, oh, well, I am a good person. I'm a great person. I'm a beautiful man. Beautiful woman. I'm a handsome man. I have these things going on for me. And, you don't want to look at it like you're downplaying yourself. And it's not you or I who is downplayed. It's them. It's them scared of the fear of loving and caring and holding on to someone and giving more of themselves than they're willing to give to themselves. It's the fear that they hold. It's not you or I that needs to lose weight or gain weight or put more makeup on or put more cologne on. It's nothing wrong with us. And that's why those kind of people, unfortunately, their souls are in some kind of darkness that they just don't want to grab onto the light that is always going to be around them or need to seek it out more. They don't want to grab onto it. That's them. There's nothing wrong with us. There's something wrong with them. Okay? Repeat that. Hashtag something wrong with them. Dust your shoulders off. Okay? We need to embrace dusting off our shoulders from all that heinous, dark activity going on. And dark is very beautiful, especially at night when we close our eyes and the stars twinkle. The dark and richness of different things that we love and aspects. So darkness is, I don't want to clarify it as a bad thing, but in this retrospect way, when we understand it, darkness as far as opening your eyes up to the daylight and the sun that comes in. Understanding that you're never going to find another person that they're never going to find another person that dealt with the stuff that you, I, or all of us do. They're never going to have a replication of someone so dedicated to them and there. And although they might find someone that's close to it, it's never going to last enough, especially when you have the love and the spirit in your heart. All they're doing is hurting and killing themselves more and more. And we don't want revenge, for them to hurt themselves inside of their hearts and souls. But at the same time, we look at the damage that's been done to us because of it. And then we're reluctant to love and care to another person because of it. We're feeling some kind of way about it. We want some retribution within ourselves of how come this keeps happening? Or why did this happen? I really enjoyed this person for what I believe they were, but they're really not. I mean, how can you get that back? Because the moment, Amber, you or I rekindle something with this person, all we're going to do is open that box back up because nothing has changed. Nothing has changed with these people or that person. You see, they're not coming back into our lives, apologizing, showing us the change instead of telling us. We're sitting there saying, oh, are you okay? Well, I'm sorry. And then the same reoccurring cycle because they will grovel back in a more fashionable manner. Okay, not even grovel, just come back and say, I'm sorry for how I acted. And if they want to prove themselves down the line, if needed, hey, can I borrow a couple bucks? I'll pay you back. And they actually come through with it. Then you can establish a better relationship. But I've had the same problems with me. Can I borrow this and that? What, $1,000 later? I was going to send you the money, but you texted me something mean. I was going to do this, Lex, but you didn't answer on time. Like, at the end of the day, I get mad and irritated too, but did you see me renege on what I did for you? And it's not all about that, but the confines of money, it holds us all in this world. That's what it is. It's money, paper, commerce, currency. That's what happens, and we can't blame money for these things. It's set up as a structure. Some things are unfair, some things aren't. But at the same time, whoever said life was going to be fair, right? The cliche thing. All I can say to you, Amber, and all those who are listening, my RDDC familyans, hopefully we can get a barbecue going on together somewhere. Okay, I'm down for it now. I'll bring the food. Just bring the music, smiles, and some nice, delicious fruit punch. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here, so I'm obviously looking towards late lunch today. But I just want to put that out there and say, dust your shoulders off. I mean, and it's not the point if you feeling like a pimp, go and brush your shoulders off. Look, you got to be a pimp within yourself, okay? You got to pimp yourself to a better level. Pimp yourself to a better level. Make yourself to a better level. Feel that. But you have to dust your shoulders off. You have to renew you. You have to feel all these things within yourself. And you have to know where I stand. Yeah, it might hurt me. But think about why we're hurting or why you're hurting. You're hurting because you call somebody out for exactly what they're doing and what they are. You alleviated someone from giving you a toothache and making you behind on more things that you're trying to catch up to. You're picking out the weeds out of your garden. so you can flourish more beautiful flowers and tulips and plants for you to get yourself better. Okay, that's what you're doing, and it's gonna feel like a toothache at first. When I got my tooth pulled out, my molar, it was aching for a while, and I was so terrified, thinking if I took care of it, it'll be okay. The pain got so bad and it chipped so bad, I said, okay, time to take it out. But when that dentist took out my molar, it felt relieving on that point. So relieving that I didn't even barely feel any pain. And then after maybe like a couple days, it started having that soreness. I felt a little bit of deep pain, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have got it took out. Maybe I shouldn't have. But then after it started healing, and I felt so good without knowing anything could trigger it back off the way it used to before the molar was out, I felt so grateful. I had to thank the infinite source of all things. And I said, thank goodness I got over that little nervous factor. Well, point in case is just like this. That toothache has been sitting there for a while. You got so used to feeling a little pain here and there. Sometimes it was okay. They didn't shake or move too much in your mouth. But then all of a sudden, sometimes you get those birth pains in your mouth. Like just those deep pains that just made you understand why you should have kept that appointment to keep it removed. And then finally you keep that appointment within yourself to stand up for yourself and finally say, no, I'm going to take you out. And you take out that tooth from your mouth, and all of a sudden it's a little raw, like you're feeling right now. And a couple days later, you might still feel that pain or that little irritation. But guaranteed, with time, it will heal. All things will heal with time, especially with faith, devotion, and your prayer. No matter what your prayer may go to, just know that it harmonizes with every vibration that you're living within. A lot of people don't like the terms of God or the majestic or Alpha and Omega, whatever it might be. But we still know, like I always say, you didn't create the moon and the stars and the sun or the trees or the beautiful fruit that come off the vines, and understand how the mechanisms of life always prevail. So homage is always given to the infinite greatness of all of creation. That's just the way it is. But at the same time, dust your shoulders off, remove it. We'll have a renew you conversation. We'll have different ones on here. Like I said, the conversation flow goes with the name of how we show. So dust your shoulders off, girl. Dust your shoulders off, man. Little ones, older ones, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, dust them off. Like, keep them moving. You don't need to sit there and hold yourself back because that's where they want to be. They only want to jump onto you because you're moving forward. They don't want to take the investment and time and love and energy within themselves, let alone you. If they can't do it for themselves, what makes you think they're ever going to do it for you? That's the truth. And some people will do something more for someone else. But if someone is literally draining you dry, to the point they don't care how sick you are, if you have enough to even get a loaf of bread on your table, and how genuine and deep your heart is to keep giving, they prey on those. And it doesn't mean prey on the weak. We're the strong, because our hearts are so deep that we see how weak they are. We try to give them some of our strength, and they try to bring us to the level to where they can understand. A lot of them don't want to hear anything but yes. But at the same time, we need to stand up and be able to say no. That's what it is. So, Amber, keep in touch with us. Amber J from Ohio. We appreciate your time. We thank you for reaching out to us. We have plenty more questions. And hopefully one of my good friends can actually be on here as a guest coming up. He's been working on his schedule as well. But we just want to say, keep moving forward. Dust your shoulders off. And we're going to try to dedicate this to everybody that's dealing with that in some shape, way, form, or another. I apologize for the mic once again. But just keep moving, as always, be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the spirit. I thank you so much for all of you listening, and I hope that you can leave your feedback as you have been and go on the movement and check out our new YouTube channel that will be opening soon. I hope you have an amazing time, a happy 4th of July, and just blessed lives all the way around. We enjoyed this segment as always, and we'll be back with you soon.